God's mercy near, came through the night, and our friend was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the
You may be seated. Good morning. It is my pleasure to welcome you to Morgan Park Academy's 152nd commencement. While I have had the privilege of welcoming family and friends to commencement for the past 11 years as head of school, this last one before my retirement from MPA seems so much more. Today, we honor the efforts and accomplishments of the graduates here before us. Together with their families and friends, we usher them into the next phase of their lives. They are class educated in the MPA tradition as independent thinkers and global leaders. Welcome to MPA faculty and staff, students, family members and friends, our trustees, and to our commencement speaker, Mike Patel. Most of all, welcome to the class of 2025. I am extremely proud of these seniors for not only reaching their own individual goals, but also for always having fun and finding ways to help others along the way. Seniors, as you embark on your collegiate lives, focus as all you've learned this year, the relationships that have helped and sustained you, and the persons you have become in spite of the challenges. We all see that in practice every day at MPA, and I encourage you to carry that lesson forward with you as our newly minted independent thinkers and global leaders. Remember the family members and teachers who helped you along this journey and who contributed so vitally to your experience here. Among the many teachers who have guided you on your journey, I want to take a moment to recognize one in particular whose dedication has shaped the minds of MPA students for the past 35 years. Ms. Claire Concannon, who herself walked across this very stage as an MPA graduate 40 years ago, has devoted herself to nurturing a love of literature and language in our students. From an alumni to beloved educator, she has come full circle, giving back to the institution that helped form her intellectual foundation. As she begins her well-deserved retirement, we carry forward not just her lessons in grammar and composition, but her deeper teachings about curiosity, empathy, and the transformative power of education. And finally, as I reflect on my own journey over these past 29 years at MPA, I am overwhelmed with gratitude for this extraordinary community that has been my second home and second family. To the parents who trusted us with their most precious gifts, to the colleagues who challenged and supported me through every triumph and setback, to the students who taught me as much as I ever taught them, and to the staff who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make this place magical, thank you. You have shaped not only the trajectory of this institution, but the very person I have become. The late nights spent planning events, the early morning cheering at games, the countless conversations in hallways and at school functions. These moments have woven themselves into the fabric of my life in ways I never anticipated. While I will deeply miss being part of your daily lives, I carry with me the profound privilege of having served this community and the knowledge that bonds we forge will endure long beyond my tenure. MPA will always be a part of who I am. And I will always be grateful for the trust, support, and love you have shown me throughout this incredible journey. Thank you so much. Now, please help me welcome our Board of Trustees Chair, Mr. Kishore Pillori.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. I'm pleased to be here to represent the Academy's Board of Trustees. Again, thank you to our trustees for their leadership. On behalf of our trustees, I want to thank our tremendous faculty and staff for completing another successful year. And I want to congratulate the 2025 senior class for their amazing achievements. And I also want to congratulate the parents, grandparents, friends and family who are here to celebrate this occasion. As you leave the Academy and step into a new world, I believe MPI equips you with the knowledge, skills, and resiliency to overcome any obstacles you'll encounter. I hope you always remember the lessons learned, the friendships forged, and the memories cherished during your time here. As you start a new chapter in your lives, I urge you to never lose sight of your values, integrity, and humanity. Congratulations. I also want to take a moment to thank Mrs. Shepherd as she heads into a well-deserved retirement of nearly 30 years at the Academy. Through 3 decades here, including the past decade as head of school, her leadership, wisdom, and unwavering commitment to students have shaped not only the character of this institution, but the lives of countless young people who walk these halls. She has led with grace, with strength, and with an abiding belief in the potential of every student. Under her guidance, the school has flourished, not just academically, but as a community rooted in purpose and care. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, and with deep gratitude, we thank Mrs. Shepherd for her remarkable dedication, her tireless work, and her legacy that will live on in every corner of these halls. As you move forward to the next chapter of our school's storied history, I'm confident that Mrs. Shepherd and her impact on MPA will stay forever in our hearts. Please join me in giving her a heartfelt thanks she so richly deserves. Don't do too much, and I'll do this to her. Thank you. Now, I'd like to present the Morgan Park Academy's highest award for alumni, the Richard L. Duchossois Integrity and Values Alumni Award. This is given annually in recognition of Mr. Duchossois' lifetime achievements, outstanding professional success, and service to the Academy, his community, and society. Mr. Duchossois' example of accomplishment and service has for decades inspired classmates and colleagues and has inspired all of us here at Morgan Park Academy to ensure that his beloved alma mater always stayed true to the mission and values that have guided us for nearly a century and a half. Today's recipient of the Duchossois Award is Fred Montgomery of the class of 1964. Long one of Morgan Park Academy's most enthusiastic and generous supporters, Mr. Montgomery worked as an Assistant Attorney General for the state of Illinois, a Special Counsel for the Illinois Department of Revenue, and as Tax Executive for Santa Lee Corporation. He has led leadership roles. He's held leadership roles in numerous professional, civic, and charitable organizations, including the Civic Federation, Illinois Chamber of Commerce, and the Tax Executives Institute. In retirement, he has continued to give back to our community, helping small businesses in Chicago as a volunteer mentor for the Neighborhood Entrepreneurship Lab, and now a group he calls NEL 2.0. He's also a member of Academy's Athletic Walk of Fame, inducted last September. Please help me welcome Fred Montgomery.
Thank you, Kishore, and the rest of the school community. It's just an absolute joy to be here. And I'm here early and I'm glad because you just get flooded with memories of things. But I truly appreciate this honor. It means a great deal to me because, as I explained, Morgan Park has been a large part of my life and indeed the life of my family. And the 150th anniversary of the school has really inspired me. There were 5 children in our family. We lived at 112th in Oakley, and all 5 of us went to school here. Graduated in 64, my sister in 74, so there were Montgomery sprinkled throughout. And every graduation after that, my mother was at still come to graduation. We received a tremendous education, participated in athletics, the extracurricular activities, and of course the friendships that we formed have been with us for a lifetime. A couple of my best friends right now are from the academy. About 12 years after graduation, my high school English teacher had become the headmaster and asked me to join the board of trustees, which I did. He also asked Leon Witkowski, a year behind me, and Lee and I traveled sort of in different circles, different friends, different sports, but we just developed a tremendous friendship working with the board for 10 years. It was a lot to see how the school is run and operates and is financed, so it was a tremendous experience. In 1984 was my 20th reunion, and trying to figure out how do we generate interest among our classmates to come back. So we decided to have our basketball coach, Andy Bill, be our guest of honor. Andy was a very popular figure, very respected, great coach. And I started to realize I think there's something in the water here at MPA about basketball coaches. And I had these colleagues. When Andy came back, he also brought his family and he brought his beautiful young daughter with him, Michelle, my wife. Who can't be here because she's recovering from illness, but we met at the high school reunion. And I don't know if this is on Mike's list of recommendations for graduates, but mine is always go to your reunions, even if it's not an anniversary year. You never tell who you're going to meet and get reacquainted with. Then after that, about 25 years ago, the school wanted to build a new gymnasium. Well, you can see it didn't get built. Instead, it got renovated. And what we did, as I said, one of my best friends, Howie Meyer, said, Fred, let's get Jack Bullock, you, me, and I, let's pledge something. He got black and white films of the basketball games when Coach Bitter was the coach. We put them on videotape. And 25 years ago, that was innovative. Sent it to people, and shortly after, Ken Mortensen not only matched our gift, he multiplied it by several factors. And then shortly after that, Jim Mitchell stepped up. He had played for Andrew Bidditt and was inspired, and he gave a gift that was multiples of what Ken Mortensen gave. So this was a nice way of fundraising for the school. And of course we have the Andy Bidditt Gymnasium today. The 150th reunion, as I say, really inspired me. And because there's so few institutions that have been here in Chicago maybe the East Coast, but Chicago, and certainly not the West Coast, for 150 years. So what is it that did it? Well, David Honor, over there with the name of the camera, is the best source, I think, for sort of knowing the history of the school and understanding what it means and the developments. And he and I just agreed to have lunch out in Northbrook one day. And we're going to talk about letting Dave do a little workshop for maybe some alums and film it and have create a webinar just to preserve the value of the history of the school, because it's something that we don't want to lose. But going forward, there are three things that I can think of. One is that in coming back last fall for the athletic award, asked the school what it needed. Well, new shot clock, new scoreboard, repair the bleachers. Called Howie. Howie says, I want to do that. Fred, you didn't play basketball, I did. I said, well, Howie, let's just match. And my brother Bob had passed away, and he knew I wanted to sort of give this in memory of the school. So what we are setting up, you'll hear about, is a memorial fund to the athletic program. It's just small donations, but I mentioned this to the coach about needs, and he came up, lockers, uniform, equipment, whatnot. So they're going to have a list of what they need. And if someone passes away that has touched your life and you want to give something in memory of them, you can donate to the fund and get something valuable for the athletic program. The other thing, in speaking with some trustees, the physical needs of the campus is obviously something that needs to be preserved. I think they recognized that last year with some capital expenditures. So they are undertaking a needs assessment of the campus, the different areas, and I fully support that. And it's going to take a little while to put a plan together, but when they do, you can expect a capital campaign. And I think that, we not only share an association with Morgan Park Academy, it's an association of sharing an institution that's 150 years old. So what can we do to keep it going? The last thing I'd like to do is more of an invitation, as Kishore mentioned, the last 5 years of my life have in some ways been the most rewarding. I've been mentoring small businesses on the south and west sides. Somebody owns open a daycare center, janitorial service, a lot of food businesses. The city had a nice program of incubator for food programs. So trying to mentor them. I think the school wants to get involved in approaching its alumni to be mentors. Private sector, private capital, people that have experience in different advertising, marketing, accounting, real estate, whatever, and then try to fit those expertise with the needs that particular business needs at the time. Of course, there's also the incubators, and my wife said, Fred, what about not just the alumni, what if somebody has a friend or a family that wants to start a business? Well, yes. If you know somebody that wants to start a business, let me know. Eventually, maybe let the school know. There's a lot of programs that Sunshine Enterprises, Allies for Community Business, things that are offer different people, and try to get them plugged into the right program. And if it's appropriate for what's now NEL 2.0, I'm happy to have them. So again, thank you very much for this award. I wish the very best to Mercedes after giving so much of her life to the school here. And I welcome Phyllis and wish her the best of luck. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Montgomery, and congratulations once again on a well-deserved honor. Now comes the time for our commencement speaker. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Mike Bechtel, a of the class of 1994. This must be a typo. It cannot be 1994 now. To give this year's commencement address. As a chief futurist at Deloitte Consulting, Mike leads a team that helps clients make sense of what's new and next in tech. He also serves as an adjunct professor teaching corporate innovation at the University of Notre Dame. In 2013, Mike co-founded and served as a managing director of Ringleader Ventures, a venture capital firm investing in early-stage startups that had built simple solutions to complex corporate challenges. He began his career with Accenture Labs, where his team helped Fortune 500 clients put emerging technologies to profitable use. 12 years later, with 12 U.S. patents, he was named the firm's first global innovation director, where he was charged with creating strategy, process, and culture to foster company-wide entrepreneurship. Also, I'm sure at this time he's going to probably maybe weave in his basketball experience. I did have him in class. I coached him for a very short time when I actually coached boys basketball for 7 years. Maybe he'll share some of his highlights of his basketball career with us at this time as well. But please help me welcome Mike Bechtel.
Good morning. Oh, that's the stuff. That's the energy I'm here for. Class, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, good. I'm talking to two groups at once. It's very exciting. Let me get my notes ready here. So, first things first, a little gratitude, right? I was always taught to start with gratitude. I want to thank Mrs. Shepard. I want to thank the Board of Trustees. And I want to thank my freshman world history teacher from 1990, Mr. Tom Drahazel, for having me back home. Yeah, thank you. It's a treat. But if that feels a little sugary, how about some realness? Right? Who's this guy standing between you and your diplomas? And straight talk, what in the heck is a futurist? When I heard Mr. Drahazel introduce me, I was looking out for body language. And I saw approximately 25% of you were leaning in. You're like, oh, I bet that's going to be quite interesting. And then tragically, about 50% of y'all were leaning back thinking, I do believe this guy's full of baloney. Well, in truth, right, futurist is just a fun way to say we help clients around the world leaders, business, governments, you name it, make sense of what's new and next in tech, in business, in society, in culture. If anything, it's my job to inoculate those leaders against baloney. But before we talk about future stuff, you guys want to jump into the Wayback Machine and talk just a little bit about the past. Now, per Mr. Drahazel, we all start out as kids who weirdly think they know more than we do when we're grown. When I was 13, I grew up 20 minutes southeast of here in Calumet City. That's a little more natural. Good. Like any self-respecting 13-year-old boy, I had my future pretty much figured out. You know, I'm going to play for the Chicago Bears. And so, doing one better, I built a plan. Right, step one, I'm going to attend Mount Carmel for high school, where I dominate at football. Step two, get a full ride scholarship to Notre Dame, where I continue to dominate at football. Step three, get drafted by the McCaskey family and have the opportunity to play mediocre football. Well, my mom wasn't having it. I distinctly remember in 7th grade, my mom says, you're going to go to the little prep school on the southwest side where your dad works. Because number one, you're going to get a faculty kid discount. Number two, we're going to save a fortune on bus money. You're riding with your dad. And number three, I hear it's actually a very good school. Well, I'm not having it. I'm like, number one, there's 8 kids at that school. Number two, they don't have a football team. And number three, and I say this with respect as a fellow graduate, the whole place was giving Hogwarts for nerds. Like, I'm just not feeling it. I don't know. But folks, always listen to your mother. This gentleman in the front center, like, reluctantly clapped. He's like, maybe. Because I stopped growing. Like, I was this size in 7th grade. He could have played for the Bears. This guy cannot. And so for Mr. Jahazel, my mom, she said, well, you should try basketball at MPA. And because MPA is a welcoming community, I had one beautiful week at an MPA basketball summer camp. And my first memory was getting dunked on, literally, by our 2023 commencement speaker, Mr. Kareem Daniel. Yep. And it was tough because, you see, I might have been small, but I made up for it by being slow. Which is why I got torched at the perimeter by Mr. Vincent Williams, MPA's original Steph Curry. And then I got laid out in the post by Chicago 28th Ward Alderman, the Honorable Jason Swervin Irvin. And so on second thought, team, maybe don't always listen to your mother. Now that said, it ended up okay. I found my people, I found my place. I played soccer. Specifically, I played mid, which is both a position and a description of my level of play. I ran track. I got into the arts, right? I was in choir. I was in theater, starting a couple plays. I found writing as a passion. Ms. Concannon led our student newspaper work, right? School yearbook. Mr. Kowalski led WMPA radio, where he taught the importance of a smile in your voice. And I remember my innovation at the time was we would report traffic in the parking lot on the morning announcements. I'd look out the window, I'd be like, Sanjay Bodraj has double parked in Boxton Sudeep Bisla. Which is not that interesting, but when you add verbal helicopter sounds, that was elite broadcast journalism. I was into service, Kiwanis Key Club, Peanut Day, student council. And that spirit of service moved into my first summer job working in the buildings and grounds crew right back here. Right, my first summer, I was a sanitation engineer. I was a garbage man. By my second summer, I had worked up to materials relocation specialist. This is heavy labor. By my third summer, I hit the big time. I was a vertical surfaces pigmentation technician. I was a painter. And I told my kids as we walked up, Brady, Annabelle, and Bennett, that I've painted every vertical surface on this campus twice. I remember that hot third summer, I had a harebrained scheme. I went to Mrs. Shepard's predecessor. I said, I believe that the academy deserves a digital buildings and grounds. And I remember he said, what? And I said, we're going to build a house, a site, on something called the internet. And they said yes. And for me, it was just a racket because it was a chance to work in air conditioning. Now listen, the reason I share these litany of life experiences, this mixtape, this mashup of random access memories, is because it turns out one of the things I learned here at MPA, maybe the huge thing I learned at MPA, is that diversity is a freaking superpower. Cultural, right? Cultural and socioeconomic diversity was a gift. And it led to me deciding to major in anthropology in college to study culture, society, economics. But it was the experiential diversity too. That ability that I just shared to do a little bit of a lot, right? In a small school, you can be big and you can get up north of labels and pigeonholes and get busy building the future. And so when I was at the University of Notre Dame, not playing football, I distinctly remember I'm picking majors. I'm like, well, I'll get a second major in government. And then I'll get a minor in economics and in philosophy because you can do all the things, because that's what people do, right? And then I remember carrying that MPA mojo into work. My first interview for this technology business, I had no business being in that business. And this guy goes, let me get this straight. You're an archaeologist, but it says here you built a website. I go, yes. And I played Professor Harold Hill in The Music Man, which means I know sales. I can only imagine the guy in the office later. He's just like, it says here he's a vertical surface technician as well. We should give him a chance. And they did. And then as Tom said, Mr. Jahazel said, that move to not-for-profit, that move to venture capital, and now this move to futurist and professor, right? I had no business being in any of those businesses. But when you go to MPA and you come from Morgan Park Academy, you realize that you're not here for elbows out competition. You're here to create, and you can build your future. Now, straight talk. The world feels like it's been moving in the other direction, right? It feels like specialization. It feels like in 2000, I was on the board, am on the board at Notre Dame's business school. And in 2000, it was, hey, we'll hire anybody who has a certain kind of critical thinking skill. By 2005, it was like, could you be a business major? By 2010, it was, how about finance specifically? By 2015, how about finance with a minor in computer science? By 2020, could you have a Nobel Prize? Right? It feels like futures are musical chairs, fewer and fewer paths when the music stops. And I'm here to say that's changing. And you gave the best reaction, young lady, in the back. You're like, what? Here's why it's changing. How many of y'all hear about this two-letter word taking way too much oxygen out of the room lately called AI? The thing with AI is, right? AI is coming specifically for specializations, right? Take it from a futurist. AI isn't new, but the waterline is rising. And what I mean by that is, in 1996, I saw my professor in engineering. He's like, there is no way a machine can beat a Russian grandmaster in chess. It's impossible. And then it did. And then 11 years later, my son Brady, on my knee, I'm watching Ken Jennings get smoked in Jeopardy by a computer. I was talking to a friend who's an attorney. He said, yeah, watching my young legal associates versus AI in case review. His words, not mine. He says, it's like watching Navy SEALs versus mall cops. I was out with MPA graduate Dr. Biren Patel, class of 90, and his lovely wife, Dr. Nisha Patel. Radiologists. They said, yeah, we review the radiological scans these days, but what am I going to see that a computer can't see? That sounds kind of bleak. This is a commencement speech. You're supposed to be excited about your future. But read between the lines, gang. AI's not coming for our jobs. It's not coming for us. It's coming for known, past tense specializations. And it turns out that the people best positioned to rise above that automation are the MPA kind of people. The theatrical athletes, the musical mathletes, right? The charismatic coders, right? The people who can merge disciplines and ladder above the known into the new and the next. And I don't just say that as a hope. I say that as a professional. And I also say that because it's not new. This is old news. Breakthroughs, team breakthroughs have always come from dot connectors, not dot perfectors. Leonardo da Vinci mashing up biology and art and science, right? Gutenberg, who turns out built the printing press, or as I call it, the OG copy-paste, by connecting coin printing and a wine press, right? And it's not just old Anglo dudes. The Persian polymath 1,000 years ago, Ibn Sina, right, built the canon of medicine by understanding how biology, philosophy, mathematics, and astronomy came together. And back to dudes, it's not all dudes. Did y'all ever hear of Hedy Lamarr? Hedy Lamarr was a Hollywood actress in the 1940s. Gorgeous, super famous. Between Hollywood premieres, she would dork out with her math friends, and she built something called frequency hopping spread spectrum analysis by reverse engineering a player piano. And that became the tech behind everything from guided missiles in World War II to the Wi-Fi on the phones that you're trying so hard not to reach for right now. The thing is, gang, and bringing it home, MPA has uniquely set you up for a future that's about mashups, mixtapes, and remix artists. Because MPA gets above the known and into the new. MPA doesn't build NPCs. And for those of you old, over a certain age, my kids tell me that means non-player character in a video game, right? The boring, stiff AIs that hang out in the background. MPA builds polymaths, remix artists, Renaissance people. Oscar Wilde said, the Irish playwright, he said, "Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken." I would humbly add, gang, be all yourselves, right? Marry up all the things that make you you, right? Be that theatrical athlete, that musical mathlete, that charismatic coder, that remix artist, because the future favors learn-it-alls over know-it-alls. The future favors multi-tool players who realize that playing, even winning, is not nearly as cool as making your own darn game. I would tell you the future favors ingenuity, empathy, and initiative. Ingenuity, asking good questions. Machines know the cool answers. What are you gonna ask? That's critical thinking, right? That's the humanities, do that. Empathy, who you gonna serve? Other people. Lead with need and start with heart. And then finally, initiative, right? AI needs prompting. You all don't need prompting. You're graduates of Morgan Park freaking Academy. These guys can get busy doing whatever they see best because they are the future. I remember a year and a half ago before my mom passed, that same mom who gave dubious basketball advice. She said, "What now? So initiative and empathy and huh?" And I said, "Yeah, I think it's the 3 enduring human capabilities." And she said, "Why do you gotta make it so damn complicated?" I said, "What do you mean?" She says, "Well, you call it ingenuity, empathy, initiative. I call it, well, I go to the Wizard of Oz. I call it brains, heart, and courage." So on third reflection, team, always listen to your mother. And folks, let's get a little rowdy here. Y'all ready to get a little rowdy? Take it from a professional. The future is more knowable than it feels, and I have more than a feeling, I have a professional thesis that these folks' future, in particular, Morgan Park Academy class of 2025, will be beyond bright. Thank you, and onward, class.
Thank you so much, Mike. And now we have a few student awards to give out as well, starting with the House Cup. Like many schools, we're gonna move this to Mr. Flores. Excuse me. Like many schools throughout the world, Morgan Park Academy divides all students, faculty, and staff into 5 houses. Named for 5 giants of MPA history, they are Blake House, Malcolm House, Norton House, Theodore, and Withington House. The house system provides a framework for intramural, athletic, charity, fundraising, and community competitions. Students win points for participation in all facets of school life, including academic achievement, co-curricular involvement, good deeds, and voluntary work. At the end of the year, the house with the most points wins the cup. This year's winner is Blake House. Here to accept the cup are seniors Mariama Berry and Henry Jenkins. The school year's honor and high honor rolls include 84% of our seniors who continue their academic excellence all the way through the end of the year. Certificates for upper school students will be sent home later this week. On the honor roll are students who earned a grade point average of at least 3.3 across all major subjects. Please stand when I call your name. Honorees for the school year include Kalia Jovan Atkins, Jaden Bronson, Kylie Brown, Henry Jenkins, Linka Crush, David Perry, Echo Redarty, and Ben Trung. You may be seated. On high honor roll for the school year are students who earned a grade point average of at least 3.7 across all major subjects. The class of 2025 is well represented. Please stand when I call your name. Mariama Berry, Teddy Bernard, Chase Canoni, Sophia Hassan, Araya Hill, Zulema Jamie, Tasneem Pratt, Walter Lopez, Jenny Liu, Madison Olimene, Pedro Senior, Anna Shepard, and Tanya Tolson. You may be seated. Overall academic distinction prizes go to students in each upper school class with the highest academic average for the school year. In the freshman class, the winner is Sam Lintner. In the sophomore class, the winner is Charlize Powell. In the junior class, Diego Hermosillo. And in our senior class, Madison Olimene. We also surveyed the upper school as a whole for 3 scholar awards in the form of gold, silver, and bronze medal given to students with the highest academic average in the upper school this year. The bronze medal goes to Diego Hermosillo. The silver medal goes to Tasneem Pratt. And the gold medal goes to Madison Olimene. The Jerome Thrall Junior Leadership Award is the most prestigious award given to students at the end of their junior year. It rewards faithfulness to the MPA tradition of excellence in citizenship, superior scholarship, and dedication to the enhancement of the common good. Recipients are chosen by the upper school faculty and receive a $4,000 scholarship for their senior year at the academy. Here with us today to help present the awards are Thrall family members Judy and Mike. This year's first recipient of the Thrall Award is an honor roll student, a student council representative, and a key contributor of our varsity volleyball team. She put her love of the sport to use for her passion project this year, dedicating countless hours to coaching our wildly successful 3rd and 4th grade volleyball team and becoming the girls' beloved Coach Bella. Our first recipient is Annabella Arvelos. Our second recipient is an honor roll student who played the boys' tennis team and has been a fixture in our summer camp as a fantastic camp counselor. He also might love apples more than anyone on campus. This year, he reached researched more than 7,000 varieties of apples, discovering everything there is to know about them in his very thorough passion project. Our second recipient is Justin Tyson. To graduate with cum laude distinction, students must be ranked in the top 20% of the graduating class. With our small class size, that's a tall order. Students in the Cum Laude Society receive pins and certificates and are wearing gold caps today to signify their membership. This year's Cum Laude Society graduates are Chase Canoni, Sophia Hassan, Elijah Pratt, and Madison Olivine. Thank you. At Morgan Park Academy, we take the study of international affairs seriously. It is a huge part of who we are and what makes us unique. Project Week, service, the exchange program, and our classes and our faculty, the study of Spanish and Mandarin beginning in the lower school, are all key components of the MPA experience. Today, we recognize 2 of our graduating seniors for their dedication to global citizenship. Our first recipient truly embodies the MPA mission to prepare global leaders who seek to make a difference in the world around them, demonstrating a deep curiosity about global cultures on campus through international trips to Japan, London, and Paris and Costa Rica. Our first recipient is Madison Olimene.
Go, girl.
Our second recipient is the epitome of what we mean when we speak about MPA graduates, learning to see the world through a global lens, from his fluency in Spanish to his eager explorations on trips to Japan, Costa Rica, and the Dominican Republic. Our second recipient is Walter Lopez. The Martin Wolf Service Award is given annually to the senior with the most outstanding record of service to the school and the community. This is quite an impressive group of seniors that we have in the graduating class of 2025. In a class of 25 students, they have recorded nearly 3,800 service hours in the past 4 years. That's 150 hours per student and nearly double the graduation requirement of 80 total hours. The Academy has a long-standing tradition of encouraging service to others that has been in existence since our founding date. Service is a core value that is reinforced on a daily basis through our interactions within our unique pre-K through 12 grade community. Students do not pursue service endeavors just because they have to do it. They do so because they enjoy doing it. Although 3,800 hours were officially recorded for this class in 4 years, I am confident that that does not truly account for all of the service that these students have performed. On a daily basis, we have witnessed this group of seniors actively assisting with their peers, teachers, and staff around campus. So many of these students have willingly donated their own time around campus and in their communities to lend a hand. Speaking from personal experience, and I know that the MPA faculty will agree, we can ask any student at any time for help, and they will do it willingly with a smile on their face. This year's recipient of the Martin Wolf Service Award amassed nearly 850 service hours and surely had more that were not formally recorded. From early in her freshman year, launching our upper school crochet and knitting club, to being a regular assistant with after-school karate, she has always been consistent and intentionally dedicated to serving others. Most notably, the creation of her own non-for-profit organization focused on mental health has been a wonderful accomplishment to have witnessed. This year's recipient is Sophia Hassan. The Jean Landon Taylor Alumni Award is presented each year on behalf of the Alumni Association. The bronze plaque goes to a senior scholar in recognition of academic achievement, citizenship, and participation in school activities as determined by vote of the upper school faculty. The award is named in honor of Jean Landon Taylor, who served as an instructor of English and the head of the English department at MPA Military Academy from 1929 to 1945. This year, the award goes to Araya Hill. The Scholarship Award is presented each year to a senior scholar in recognition of scholastic excellence, citizenship, and participation in school activities. It is chosen by vote of the upper school faculty and carries with it a bronze plaque. This year, the award goes to Sophia Hassan. The Harry D. Abels Award is presented annually to the class salutatorian based on 4-year cumulative grade point average. The winner receives a silver plaque. The award is named for Colonel Harry Delmont Abels, who joined Morgan Park Academy as a science teacher in 1898. Colonel Abels was instrumental in the reorganization of the school after we separated from the University of Chicago, and then served as superintendent of Morgan Park Military Academy for nearly 30 years before retiring in 1945. This year's winner is Chase Canoni. Finally, the Hayden E. Jones Cup is presented annually to the class valedictorian as determined by the administration based on the 4-year cumulative grade point average. To be eligible, a student must have attended the academy for at least 3 years, including 11th and 12th grade. The winner receives a medal, the winner receives a medal and a plaque, and has his or her name inscribed on the cup. Its namesake, Lieutenant Colonel Hayden Jones, joined the faculty of Morgan Park Academy as an instructor in Latin and history in 1899, while the academy was still part of the University of Chicago. When we separated from the university, he joined Colonel Abels in reorganizing the school as Morgan Park Academy, and he served as separate superintendent until 1946. Since 1937, this beautiful quad has been named in his honor along with this top student award. This year, the award goes to Tasneem Crad. Please help me welcome Tasneem. Please help me welcome Tasneem as she brings her valedictorian address.
Good morning, Morgan Park Academy. Welcome to the commencement ceremony of 2025. Before I begin, I would like to address something to my family. Yes, I finished my speech. My name is Tasneem Crad, and I am honored to represent Morgan Park Academy's class of 2025 as the valedictorian. I am pleased to announce that after 3 years, 273 days, 183 minutes, and approximately 52 seconds, high school is over. I didn't count that, guys. Congratulations, fellow graduates. You will never have to complete another College 103 assignment from Miss Joseph ever again. While I may have not been a lifer at Morgan Park Academy, I have lived a lifetime on this very campus with my fellow class. We've had our share of jittery first days, ecstatic last days, carried the literal burden of our backpacks on our shoulders, gained new friends and maybe lost old ones, endured changes with teachers, faculty, administration, dedicated hours to choosing the perfect outfit for dress down day, celebrated Argentina winning the World Cup, sorry Teddy, mourned Mike Tyson losing to Jake Paul, huffed and puffed all the way up those dreaded stairs, spent our free time up in the fourth floor lounge just about doing anything but our homework, endlessly scrolling on TikTok, betraying friendships over Uno, survived a modern torture device where our future was combined to 4 options, A, B, C, or D, also known as the SAT. Navigated through a sea of extracurriculars, achievements, and supplementals for college applications, sustained Wi-Fi that probably dates back to 1873, evaded ChatGPT allegations and the impending doom of the Honor Council, and ultimately emerged victorious like the true MPA warriors we are, being kind and doing our best through it all. I apologize. I know the AI jokes are redundant. I could not resist. I got a special request from Teddy to do it too, so I apologize. These past 3 years I've been at MPA, I've had the pleasure of growing alongside this remarkable group. I've come to know them, admire them, and respect them as the young individuals they've become. This morning, I stand here treasuring the memories we made and wishing them the best on their future endeavors. Gazing out onto the luscious green grass of MPA, we are reminded by the hundreds of chairs neatly assembled that we did not do any of this alone. Thank you, guests, for attending this momentous occasion. Your presence is extremely valued, whether you graced us with your appearance on our gorgeous campus or blessed us with your company digitally. Sharing this moment with you is a true delight. Thank you, administration, for being the backbone of MPA. Miss Sandy, thank you for being the welcoming face of MPA. I can't count how many times I've rung that bell, and you've always graciously let me in Hanson Hall. Mr. Drahazel, thank you for being constantly available for my family. You have been putting up with my father since 1993, and I admire your enduring patience. And of course, thank you for being the most passionate Cubs fan ever. Miss Shepard, thank you for completing your MPA journey alongside us. We are elated to be graduating alongside you. Thank you, faculty, for being our advisors, teachers, and mentors at MPA. Miss CU, You've been the most supportive advisor anyone could ask for. You've been a role model to me in so many ways, and I've cherished every moment of being your advisee and student. Statistically speaking, 100% of us adore you. Miss Kincannon, thank you for always listening. My love for reading, writing, and talking has deepened passionately after spending hours in your classroom. You've been our own Rahim Khan, quietly wise, always encouraging, and will carry your lessons with us. Dr. Kikmal, thank you for being such a joyful and genuine soul. Your warm greetings and kind presence never failed to brighten my day, and I have come to look forward to your cheerful hellos. You reminded me that small acts of kindness can have a lasting impact. To the maintenance crew, thank you for your diligent efforts in keeping our campus clean, safe, and welcoming for those who walk its halls. To the Parents Association, thank you for your tireless support. Your unwavering dedication and behind-the-scenes work have ensured that each event runs with grace and precision. To the students, thank you for making the MPA community feel like a family. Not just our graduating class, but the classes of 2026 and 2027 as well. You have made my experience at MPA a memorable one. Above all, we must express our profound gratitude to those most dear to us, our families, whose unwavering love and sacrifice have been the foundation of excellence. Mama, you carried me in your body for 9 months, and now I carry you in my heart forever. Every step I took, you were by my side, holding my hand the whole way. You have seen me as a person, celebrated me during my best, supported me during my worst, and shaped me as the person I am today. Thank you. You have sacrificed your moment so I could have mine. You have pushed me, nagged me, taught me, and loved me in every instance. I owe you more than I can give back, and I will be grateful to be half the person you are. Baba, you reunited me with MPA from my high school career, introducing me to Mr. Jahazel, Miss Kincannon, and some other parts of your high school career. Thank you for working extra hard to pay for tuition, for speeding every Wednesday so I was not late to AP Bio, and especially for always keeping your car stocked with Twix and Kit Kat bars. You gave me more than just a ride, but the drive to persevere with purpose. Also, can we go to Chick-fil-A after this? Yes. Hamwood, Amin, and Amar, you are my best friends, an extension of myself as a person. I am seriously convinced that without you three, I would not have a personality. Hamwood, thank you for being my shield. You are my twin, my better half that strengthens and protects. Amin, thank you for being my sword. You are my clone, my mini-me that doesn't go down without a fight. Ahmad, thank you for being my steed. I'm convinced you are adopted, but you are a loyal companion. To my other family members, friends, and loved ones, your commitment did not go unnoticed. Thank you. I apologize for not devoting a special excerpt to your name, but I am trying to spare everyone from a long speech, and I think this class wants to graduate today. Nevertheless, your presence in my life has had a substantial impact on my character development. While our work ethic was a big contributor to our accomplishments, our success in high school was established on something far more significant. It is crucial to understand that education is a blessing, and us standing here today with the ability to graduate is a privilege. In other places of the world, that is not possible, and it is important to keep that in mind. I am dedicating this speech to the young boys and girls in Palestine who, like us, desire the pursuit of a higher education and strive for greatness, but are limited because of the ongoing genocide. They are no different than us, and it is only right that we acknowledge them. Every obstacle we have faced, they have faced, augmented in both multitude and magnitude. Every accolade we have earned, they have earned with equal distinction. The degree we are receiving, they deserve as well, perhaps even more so than us. Do not forget that the only thing that separates us is the circumstances we live in. Opportunity is responsibility, and with that responsibility is a duty. Use your privileges to advocate on behalf of those who cannot for themselves, to speak up for the ones who are silenced. We are gifted with knowledge. Use it. We live in a world where we expect to get taught, but we forget that we have the power to teach. Technology makes learning accessible, but distraction just as available. Artificial intelligence is blurring the lines between fact and fiction. As George Orwell warned in 1984, the party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. Consequently, this is the danger of unchecked propaganda. It conditions people, and it conditions them to accept lies as truth and discourages independent thought, making it easy and possible to manipulate public perception. Malcolm X also noted, if you are not careful, the newspapers will have you hating the oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. With the privilege of knowledge and responsibility and your voice comes a greater responsibility to raise awareness and speak for those who are denied the platform to do so. Thank you, Morgan Park Academy. Congratulations, graduates. You are brilliant students and have all the success of this world ahead of you. I have no doubt that you will be people of influence and be surrounded by others who wield influence and power in the future world stage. You may be tempted and even incentivized to use this influence in a way that causes harm to others. Remain strong and steadfast as you climb the heights of our world. Don't forget right from wrong. Our future can shine as bright as we make it. There will be days that are harder than ever, but don't forget the MPA way, to be kind and do your best. You can do the best for yourself and your families and friends while also serving humanity. As you walk across this stage today, carry with you not only pride, but purpose. Let your voice be an echo for those who have been silenced. Thank you.
Thank you, Tasneem. As the graduates come forward, they will receive their diplomas from Mr. Derhazel, our upper school principal, and congratulations from Mr. Peluri, the chair of our Board of Trustees. Kalia Javon Atkins. One of our most curious and quietly confident seniors has demonstrated interest in a variety of activities, clubs, and classes throughout their high school career. Truly a Renaissance person, they have expressed creativity, artistry, and a unique perspective in all of their classes, from art to English to anatomy. From robotics to 3D printing to Dungeons and Dragons, the next experience is always something to leap into. They show strong dedication to their friends and reaches out to others to make them feel included. While in Paris for Project Week, they demonstrated fantastic leadership skills as a team leader in a culinary challenge. And of course, they have a knack of always putting unique signature on everyday things, from classroom projects to stylish outfits. They plan to study history at Roosevelt University. Kalia Jovan Atkins. Mariama Berry. Mariama approaches all of her endeavors with a serious mindset, aiming to be the best that she can be in that class, activity, or sport. A member of the National Honor Society, she is never afraid to challenge herself and consistently explores new material with curiosity and a willingness to learn new things and persevere. At the same time, Mariama is not one to take herself too seriously. She is incredibly funny and has the ability to approach difficult situations with humor and patience. She is able to find the good in every person and every situation. Mariama's hallmark trait is that the focus is never on her. She values supporting others above all else. In the face of challenges, she doesn't give up. She has demonstrated this countless times as a student council representative and has developed leadership skills like listening to others, being prepared, and being flexible that will serve her well in college. She plans to study global health on a pre-med track at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where she received a full tuition scholarship. Mariama Berry. Teddy Bernard. Teddy enjoys making experiences enjoyable. It doesn't matter if that experience is a bus ride for a field trip, a service day at the Forest Preserve, a soccer pickup game, or regular class period. Teddy can always be counted on to make anything more fun. Although he likes to make people laugh, the bottom line is that Teddy wants everyone to feel included. He understands the importance of community and will go out of his way to strike up a conversation with those around him to make them feel like they're part of the group. Teddy also has found success as a member of the National Honor Society and the French Honor Society. And of course, on the soccer field and the tennis court, winning the Dan Nicklicky Award last night as the top male athlete in this class. He plans to study business marketing at the University of Arizona, Theodore Anakin Alexander Bernard. Jaden Brunson. The ultimate competitor, you can always count on Jaden to be the first to raise his hand to participate in any event. His memorable basketball half-court shots fast became a tradition at our varsity sports pep rallies. Jaden enjoys making people laugh and looks for opportunities to surprise people. He can connect with his peers and teachers and can share his ideals openly. In addition to his passion for art classes, Jaden really enjoyed helping out at the gym. If you couldn't find him in the academic building, there was a good chance that he was over across 112th Street helping out with PE classes. He plans to study next year at Moraine Valley Community College. Jaden Brunson. Kylie Brown. Kind, sincere, and respectful, Kylie has graced our hallways with a smile on her face and an upbeat attitude, earning this year's Drown Family Character and Citizenship Award. Even when coursework or situations are challenging, she takes these moments as opportunity to be flexible, work hard, and come up with novel solutions. One of her best qualities as a student is that she is always willing to ask for help, and she continues to ask for help until she feels confident in the material. Always striving for excellence, whether in the classroom or on the soccer field, Kylie also was part of our culinary club and was a mainstay making their famous cookies and pasta. Her curiosity and willingness to try new things will serve her well at college. She plans to study next fall at Spelman College. Kylie Brown. Chase Cannoni. Chase has livened up MPA Classroom for years with his intelligence and his sharp sense of humor. Every morning he can be seen with his signature drink in hand as he is ready to tackle the day ahead. An Illinois State Scholar, cum laude graduate, and National Honor Society member, Chase has the ability and passion for digging deeply into any question, both within and outside the scope of classroom lessons. He can turn any group bus ride, international trip, or chess team tournament into a stimulating conversation about practically any topic. A devoted chess player, Chase is constantly curious and wants to know the why of things, and doesn't rest until he is satisfied with the conclusion. We will miss his enthusiasm for learning, including his dedication to Dr. Zhao's Mandarin classes, which earned him this year's Senior Mandarin Award and membership in the National Chinese Honor Society. Our salutatorian plans to study biology on a pre-med track at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Chase Cannoni. Joshua Harden. Josh demonstrates a quiet and down-to-earth personality on campus, which is also seen when he is on the stage performing with the band as a multi-instrumentalist. His performances on the bass guitar has been a mainstay of concerts and variety shows over the past few years, and we will miss his steady presence on stage. Josh has also demonstrated his talent for gaming, being a regular competitor at our gaming events on campus. Calm and easygoing, he is always able to find the best in situations with a signature smile. He plans to study computer science at the University of Illinois, Springfield. Josh Harding. Sophia Hassan. Kind, confident, and self-motivated, Sophia consistently exceeds expectations. For example, for her passion project that is due at the end of the junior year, she laid the foundation as a freshman, founding our upper school crochet and knitting club and establishing her own non-for-profit organization to connect those hobbies with improved mental health. By the end of her sophomore year, her project was nearly already complete. In the classroom, Sophia has a dedication to her academics that is unparalleled. Her intellectual curiosity, combined with her organizational skills, planning, and motivation, have allowed her to flourish and continue to raise the bar higher for herself and lead by example for others. Her list of accolades are long and distinguished: Illinois State Scholar, Cum Laude Society, National Honor Society, French Honor Society, International Quill and Scroll Honor Society, and last night she was recognized for senior awards in mathematics, science, and journalism. She earned early decision acceptance to Washington University in St. Louis, where she plans to study psychological and brain sciences on a pre-med track. Sophia Amalia Hassan. Oriah Hill. Oriah is everything you would want in a team player. In tennis, basketball, and soccer, she enhanced the experience for her teammates year after year, capping her varsity sports experience with a fantastic spring season as a soccer defender and a leader for young teammates. As she works to improve her own skill, she is also the ultimate cheerleader for her peers on the field and in the classroom. Oriah can partner with just about anyone, and it will be a guaranteed success. She is excellent at distributing the workload equitably and assigning tasks that will allow her peers to shine. She enhances others' learning experience by being a collaborator. Oriah is an enthusiastic learner in all arenas, whether she is learning about human anatomy, learning a new inbound play in basketball, or learning new stitch in the crochet club. She takes every opportunity to learn and make herself better. Oriah graduates as a member of the Cum Laude Society, National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society, and the International Quill and Scroll Honor Society. And last night received senior awards for English and journalism. She earned a merit scholarship to study biology on a pre-med track at Xavier University of Louisiana. Oriah Hill. Zulema Jamie. There is not an athletic season that goes by without seeing Zulema shine on the court or field. As a libero for the volleyball team, she has been at the center of nearly every defensive play for the past 4 years. She was a tireless defender on the basketball court and was team MVP for soccer team and earned all sectional and all conference honors as a varsity standout midfielder. Zulema never wants to be the center of attention, but her talents makes her stand out. She is reliable and responsible and always willing to put others before herself. In the classroom, she expresses her ideas confidently and always allows room for the contribution of others. Zulema fully appreciates the concept of collaboration and recognizes that the final project is always better when everyone has had an opportunity to contribute. A member of the National Honor Society and the Spanish Honor Society, she received this year's Senior Award for Excellence in Spanish. She earned a presidential scholarship at Loyola University Chicago, where she plans to study public health. Zulema Jamin. Henry Jenkins. Henry is an extremely genuine and pleasant young man who has grown tremendously throughout his high school years, showing that he is a person of character, always helpful, and always concerned for the welfare of others. Henry puts a smile on your face with a warm, friendly greeting and is kind and inclusive, engaging in conversations with anyone. He takes responsibility and ownership and is a hard worker who works even harder when things get challenging. Henry does not give up and is always eager to improve, including finding his voice as a storyteller this year in creative writing class. He plans to study physical education at Northeastern Illinois University. Henry Matthew Jenkins. Tasneem Crad. Tasneem consistently challenges herself to achieve higher goals. She is as self-motivated as a high school student can possibly be. It seems as if before teachers can set any expectation, Tasneem has already crushed those expectations and achieved even more than we could expect. She truly wants to be the best that she can be in every area. She was recognized last night with the Dr. Larry Brown Science Award and graduates as an Illinois State Scholar and member of the Cum Laude Society, National Honor Society, and Spanish Honor Society. At the core of Tasneem's nature is her desire to help others. She is interested in what can serve the greater good. In the past 2 years, her work as a leader of our chapter of the National Honor Society has been remarkable. Her ability to set goals for her fellow NHS members and have them exceed expectation was a significant improvement for the group. Our valedictorian plans to study biology on a pre-med track at Benedictine University. Tasneem Crad. Pavlinka Crush. When I say horse enthusiast, everyone on campus will know who I'm talking about. Linka has entertained all of us with stories of her horse, Rock, and their riding adventures. She has challenged herself over the past year with increasingly difficult riding goals. Linka is always willing to think outside the box and is a welcoming person to everyone. She has performed on stage in the MPA musicals and has learned a lot of great lessons from participation in them. Always looking for ways to stretch herself beyond her comfort zone, she encourages others to do the same. Through her time living in Mexico and her MPA trips to Japan, England, and France, she has demonstrated an open-mindedness, curiosity, and good cheer that will benefit her as she travels to Scotland for her undergraduate studies. She plans to study human biology and physiology at the University of Glasgow. Pavlinka Crush. Walter Lopez. A natural leader who invests in and cares about his community, Walter seems to be at the head of every club and group that he is involved with. As a lifer student, he has literally grown up at MPA and has continued to find new ways to challenge himself. Walter's best quality is that he is reliable and doesn't get easily discouraged. He's an optimistic and adaptable team player. If there are any obstacles, he is quick to come up with an alternative solution and willing to do what it takes to make something a success. A steady soccer defender for 4 years, he became a strong senior captain and was a constant supporter of all of the other teams on campus too. Walter's musical talents, of course, will be missed as well. He is an uncommonly skilled drummer and calmly present for any assembly who has shined on stage at MPA and throughout Chicago for many years. He won this year's Senior Music Award and graduates as a member of the National Honor Society and Spanish Honor Society. He plans to major in motorsports engineering and mechanical engineering with a minor in Spanish at Purdue University. Walter Xavier Eugene Lopez. Jenny Liu. Jenny came to MPA and acclimated right away. You would never have suspected that she was new to our community. Always upbeat with a friendly comment, she has an engaging personality that welcomes others. Jenny was a key part of Arts Council with events like the Haunted Circle and the musicals, and received this year's Senior Award for Excellence in Drama. She is a curious and intellectual student who is always looking for more to expand her knowledge. Jenny is a kind and loyal friend and is always looking for opportunities to lift others up. She is a champion of her peers and readily acknowledges their work. She earned an Arthur A. Schultz Scholarship at the University of Portland, where she plans to study nursing. Jenny Liu. Dion Matkins. This year's most unforgettable senior, Dion is a very genuine person. He understands how to navigate through conversations with different people, knowing when to put in just the right amount of humor and sincerity. He is reliable and mature, and it will always take responsibility. On this year's trip to the Dominican Republic, he demonstrated leadership skills every day and was an excellent role model for the other students. He is loyal to his friends and always wants to be a good person and do the right thing. With the soccer team, Dion brought both a fun spirit and focused, mature leadership and was twice recognized with the Warrior Award. We know that he will take advantage of the opportunities presented to him in college and will continue to find new goals to achieve. He earned a Regents Scholarship to study next fall at Loyola University Chicago. Dion Montel Matkins II. Madison Olimene. A mainstay of the MPA athletic world, Maddie has been an integral part of tennis, basketball, and soccer teams for her entire high school career. She has worked hard each year to improve her skills, and in her role as captain, she has been instrumental in organizing her teammates and challenging them to continually improve their own skills. Naturally inquisitive, Maddie strives for excellence in her academics and is a steady and reliable contributor to class discussions. She has a competitive nature that helps bring fun and extended learning to the class. It has also helped her earn membership in the Cum Laude Society, National Honor Society, and Spanish Honor Society, as well as being named an Illinois State Scholar and winning our Senior Social Studies Award. Maddie has also been a regular at MPA summer camp and has always been the perfect counselor for our summer students. Campers gravitate to her because of her enthusiastic participation and how she livens up the most mundane activities. She plans to attend Cornell University next fall as a mining family Cornell National Scholar, studying biological sciences on a pre-med track. Madison Sinai Elimine. David Perry. David is an excellent traveler. During our trip to the Dominican Republic, he was a student who could always be relied upon to know what was going on, was always where he should be, and had a positive attitude. He is a natural leader who knows how to be the voice of reason and who confidently leads by example with a strong moral compass. An enthusiastic participant in every activity, David does things not to just get them done, but to learn things while doing them. His artistic skills have continued to develop tremendously over the past few years, and his ceramics works has really been amazing. Last night, he received the Senior Art Award. On the soccer field, David is an all-conference player who stands among the top scorers in MPA soccer history, showing his leadership skills as a senior captain this season. In summer camp, he's a magnet for the kids as they gravitate toward him during class activities and at recess. As the oldest of three brothers, David happily joins on activities. Although he can be silly with campers, he is excellent at managing their excitement too. He plans to study business at the University of Illinois, Chicago. David Hugo Perry. Echo Redarty. Echo comes across as a quiet and soft-spoken person, but when you get them talking, they have volumes to say. Confident in their values, Echo has always demonstrated that they know who they are and what they want. Echo is sharp-witted and has great comedic timing. Always willing to explore new interests, they seek challenges and new things to learn. Respectful and polite, we'll miss the sight of Echo holding the door and greeting teachers and classmates between classes. They plan to study next fall at Moraine Valley Community College. Echo Redarty. Pedro Sina. Pedro has remarkable ability in physics and math. Combining his intelligence with his curiosity has continued to grow his talent in these areas. His passion project about tutoring math was intriguing because he identified that math is really simply put when you approach it in different ways. Arriving at MPA as a junior, he quickly acclimated and found his place on the math team, which he was a strong competitor for 2 years. He is an Illinois State Scholar and a member of the National Honor Society. As a member of the soccer and tennis teams, Pedro also demonstrated that he is dedicated and committed to applying himself to learn new skills, earning praise from coaches for his focus and hard work despite injuries. He plans to study physics at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Pedro Sina. Anna Shepard. Often seen with the volleyball in hand, Anna has been an integral part of the volleyball team over the past 4 years. Her presence on the court was always noticeable, and her serving ace percentage was incredibly high. She continued to be an integral part of the winter season with the basketball team, being one of only a few players ever to be able to say they have won 4 consecutive regional championships in that sport. Last night, she received the Christine Leonard Award as the best female athlete in the senior class. Anna cares deeply about her friends and will support them in their interests. She is often seen at the games, musical, and student council events, actively supporting her classmates. Anna can also be the voice of reason and be counted on to make sure the community goals are accomplished. She had plans to study early childhood education at Louisiana State University. Anna Marie Shepard. Yeah. Mitch Silas. Mitch returned to the soccer team this school year with a renewed interest and even more improved skills. As a goalie and field player, he was an athletic force with a lot of upside potential. In the Arts Center, Mitch has impressed us during multiple concerts with his solos on the saxophone. His control and creative musicianship was wonderful to listen to. Mitch is also focused on how he can make improvements around him. His passion project combined his love for building with his connections to community, as he built a bench for the local school to serve as a place to promote community. He plans to study next fall at Harold Washington College. Mitch Silas. Tanya Tolson. Often soft-spoken, Tanya is intentional with her words. She participates in class. She has thoughtful, carefully about what she's going to say before she shares it. As one of our senior speakers this year, she artfully conveyed her MPA experience in a way that resonated with the experience of her classmates as well. As she has grown more confident, she has come out of her shell and shown us her talents as a musician and a soccer player, with her affinity to crossword puzzles and her leadership skills with the prom committee. She is also a member of the National Honor Society. She earned a Dean's Scholarship at Loyola University Chicago, where she plans to study forensic science. Tanya Tolson. Ben Trung. Skilled in math and physics, Ben is able to look at a phenomenon from a different perspective that prompts others to look at things differently too. He enjoys working on problems and coming up with solutions and then testing his theories. A strong soccer and tennis player, Ben contributed to many scoring opportunities in soccer and was a great doubles partner in tennis. He enjoys competition and will readily play a pickup game of chess against anyone who asks. During Project Week this year, he dived enthusiastically into American Sign Language, helping make the week's studies enjoyable for all. He plans to study finance at the University of Illinois, Chicago. Ben Trung. Ronnie Williams. Ronnie has a competitive nature that can be easily seen on the soccer field and at any track meet. He expects and pursues excellence, holding himself to a high standard of performance in his favorite pursuits. Ronnie has also enjoyed everything to do with automobiles and race car driving. Focused and dedicated to his craft, he has a passion for racing that has taught him how to be in control and face challenges and find solutions to overcome these obstacles. He plans to study engineering physics at Delaware State University, Ronald Williams II. Family and friends, thank you all for coming today. Our new graduates will leave first to receive their guests around the semicircle in Jones Bowl. Please stay seated until they process. Thank you.